Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tara and I'm so glad that you're back. Today I'm going to talk about something that I think we all experience at one time or another, and that is reacting out of emotion. Reacting out of emotion can lead to regrettable decisions. It can put a strain on our relationships. So stick around and we'll get into it. So, what does reacting out of emotion look like? Basically, it's not taking time to process what has happened or what has been said, and you're just lashing out based on what you feel instantly. And I'll use this as an example because I've dealt with this myself as a parent, especially as a parent of a boy, because they just made different, y'all. They made different. And so I can remember times where my son is doing something that could put him in danger. And I'm like, first I'm going to run and make sure that he's no longer in danger. But I'm also like, soon as he's, better, I'm like, you know, you're saying not nice things or you're saying the things not nicely, right? Because not only did you almost hurt yourself, you caused fear in me. You caused me to feel helpless, right? And so I might yell and react out of that feeling. Or maybe you're at work and someone gives you feedback that you don't agree with, even if it was constructive. Sometimes we might struggle with feeling like when someone tells us that we could improve on something, that they're saying that we did it just wrong or that we're useless. It just depends on each person and what they have going on inside. Sometimes we just react first because you shot at me, I'm shooting back at you, and then I'm gonna ask questions later. That's basically what reacting out of emotion is. There is a scripture that I absolutely love and that I refer to often because this is a struggle that I deal with a lot. So James 1 verses 19 and 20 says, "My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry, because human anger does not produce the righteousness that God desires." Wow, those are words to live by, I gotta say, because let me tell you, when I say that this is something I struggle with, most of my life, people have said to me, "Tara, you're so quiet. You're just absolutely so quiet." And I would just think to myself, just say thank you, because this mouth, this mouth is the thing that I am constantly asking the Lord to help me with, because I am very emotional and I have gone through a lot of things, and it is a daily struggle to just be quiet sometimes when I hear and when I go through some things, because I'm trying to make sure that I process it not out of anger, not out of fear, not out of I'm just mad and I want to lash out at you. I want to make sure that the words that I choose are true and that they will not tarnish something that can't be undone. So, what are some cons to reacting out of emotion? Poor decision making. If you don't take the time to thoughtfully consider and process what's happening before you react, it can cause you to make some decisions that you can't undo. Damaged relationships. When you're saying things just to get someone back because you feel a certain way, it can really damage relationships that you care about. Increased stress. Reacting out of emotion can increase anxiety, can cause stress. It's detrimental to your physical and mental health. And finally, regret. When you react out of emotion, a lot of times there are things that you've done or things that you've said that you wish you could take back or undo, and that's not always possible. And to be honest, it's great to say sorry when you're wrong, but sorry just doesn't fix everything. Sorry does not always mend a relationship. And so, taking some time to really process and to really just pause and breathe and think when you're in a situation and you feel like you're about to react out of emotion, just take that time to breathe and pause and process, even if you have to say, I'm processing before you respond, or I'll get back to you on this, or let's talk later. Sometimes it's better to do that than to try to come up with something to say to close out the situation. It doesn't mean that you're weak to do that. It actually requires a whole lot of strength to be able to pause and breathe and process before you respond. Think about the values that you have personally, your moral values, your beliefs, and make sure that you're responding in a way that reflects that. So, how do we avoid reacting out of emotion? Think about what is causing you to feel those emotions. Start there. Am I mad because something that they said makes me feel a certain way about myself? Is my fear what's causing me to react or to lash out in a way that could be hurtful? Finding the root cause of that emotion is going to be important for you. Maybe you have a spouse and you expected something from your spouse that they didn't do. You had plans for this to happen. They didn't do their part, and now the team is not a team because I did my part and you didn't do yours, and I'm going to lash out. I'm going to let you know this is unacceptable. That can be a conversation that you have. It doesn't have to be a negative one. Consider where that person is coming from. And this is something that I've had to do and I've had to learn to do for a very long time, is that if I am presented with a person who has an attitude or who is disrespectful or who says something that I find, according to my beliefs and values, is unacceptable, or if I'm in a situation like that, I'm going to consider first that person. I'm going to consider the source. Is it worth me getting upset with this person who, when I leave today, will not likely change? Is it worth it for me to lash out on this person who might be lashing out of pain or grief? Because honestly, I don't know what this person has gone through. You know, if it's a stranger, you don't know what they went through today. You don't know what they went through their whole life. You don't know how they were raised. It might not be like the way that you were raised. If it's somebody that you do know, I know you based on my perspective of your life. You know, you're my loved one. I know you based on how I've seen your life, but I don't know the thoughts that you've had up until this point. I don't know the things that you haven't told anyone. I don't know everything. And so the biggest part of reacting without reacting out of emotion is going to be just considering that you don't know everything, and do what you would want done if you're having a bad day or if you're going through a hard time. And so just have grace for others the way that you expect grace. And that's just really the key to responding thoughtfully. So remember, your emotions do not have to control your actions. Take a moment, choose your response, and watch how your relationships improve. Watch how your decision making improves. And you can only go up from there. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like and share and subscribe. I can't wait to see you next time. Bye for now.